Admiral Isabella Rodriguez stood at the observation deck of the Lunar Defense Station Artemis, her reflection ghosting against the reinforced glass as Earth hung like a blue jewel in the vast darkness of space. 23 years of military service hadn't prepared her for this moment. The holographic message floating before her eyes threatened to shatter a century of peace. Authorization confirmed, Admiral. Classification level Omega, the station's A announced. Accessing Galactic Council, secure transmission. The message revealed itself layer by layer, technical specifications, geological surveys, and finally, the crushing truth. The Council wasn't interested in Earth's friendship. They wanted its core. The planet's unique composition of ray elements made it invaluable for their quantum gateway technology. Isabella's fingers tightened around the railing. 100 years ago, humanity had welcomed the Council's friendship with open arms. They had shared technology, culture, and dreams of a united galaxy. Now, she understood why the Council had been so generous with their gifts. They had been studying Earth's weaknesses all along. The evidence was undeniable. Council ships had been conducting secret scans of Earth's core for decades. Their scientists had already drafted plans to extract it, a process that would tear the planet apart and kill billions. The Council considered it an acceptable loss for the greater good of their galactic civilization. Admiral, we're detecting unusual energy signatures from the Council embassy ships. Lieutenant Raj Sharma reported from his station. They're powering up their primary systems. Isabella straightened her uniform. How many Council vessels are currently in Earth orbit? 7 diplomatic ships, ma'am. But long-range scanners are picking up something else. Raj's voice wavered. Multiple vessels emerging from quantum space near Mars. Council warships, Admiral. At least 30 of them. The Council wasn't waiting any longer. They had likely detected that their secure channel had been compromised. Isabella had minutes, perhaps hours, to act. Send emergency code black to all Earth Defense Force installations, she ordered, and get me a direct line to Fleet Admiral Harrison. As her officers scrambled to execute her commands, Isabella accessed the station's secure archives. There were contingency plans for Council betrayal. Plans so classified that only a handful of people knew they existed. She had always thought they were paranoid precautions. Now they were humanity's only hope. The quantum com crackled to life, revealing Fleet Admiral Harrison's weathered face. Tell me it isn't true, Isabella. The Council plans to harvest Earth's core, sir. They've been planning it since first contact. All those technological gifts, the cultural exchange programs, the defense treaties, it was all to study us, to learn our weaknesses. Harrison's expression hardened. Then we have no choice. Authorization granted for Protocol Zero Dawn. Isabella's breath caught. Protocol Zero Dawn, the activation of humanity's hidden fleet. For decades, Earth had been secretly building ships using reversed-engineered Council technology combined with human innovations the Council had never imagined possible. Sir, the Council ships are moving into attack formation, Raj reported. They're charging weapons. How long until the first Council warships reach Earth orbit? Isabella demanded. 4 hours at their current speed, Admiral. Isabella turned back to Harrison's hologram. Sir, requesting permission to initiate full military response. Granted, Admiral. Show them humanity won't go quietly into the night. As alarms blared throughout the station, Isabella activated her neural link to Earth's defense grid. Across the planet, hidden silos began to open. Underground bases hummed to life. Beneath the oceans, massive hangars activated their launch sequences. "Send word to all commands," Isabella ordered, her voice steady despite the weight of history pressing down on her shoulders. "The Council has betrayed us. As of this moment, we are at war. Implement Defense Plan Sierra Alpha 9. And," she paused, looking at Earth one last time, "may God help us all." The next few hours would determine humanity's fate, but Isabella had faith. The Council thought they knew humanity's capabilities, but they had no idea what lurked beneath the surface, both literally and figuratively. They would soon learn that humanity had teeth, and they weren't afraid to bite back. As the first missiles streaked across space between the Council ships and Earth's orbital defenses, Isabella knew there would be no going back. The age of peace was over. The age of resistance had begun. Captain James Blackwood felt the familiar thrum of engines beneath his feet as he strode through the subterranean hangar of Base Leviathan, 3 kilometers beneath the Pacific Ocean. Around him, thousands of engineers and crew members rushed to their stations, preparing for humanity's greatest revelation. "Status report," he commanded, entering the command center carved into the ocean floor. The massive cavern housed Earth's best-kept secret, Project Nightshade. Commander Yuki Tanaka, his second in command, pulled up a holographic display of Earth's defensive grid. "All 7 underground bases report ready, Captain. The Council's initial strikes against our orbital defenses have been deflected, but they're bringing in reinforcements." James studied the tactical display, watching red dots representing Council warships multiply near Mars. They had no idea what awaited them. Project Nightshade wasn't just a fleet. It was humanity's masterpiece of reverse engineering and innovation. "Begin launch sequence for all Shadowcraft vessels," James ordered. "Notify Admiral Rodriguez that Operation Shadow Rising is go." The hangar's massive ceiling began to part, revealing the dark ocean waters above. Throughout the facility, 30 sleek vessels powered up their systems. Unlike the bulky, obvious power of Council ships, the Shadowcraft were elegant predators, incorporating both stolen Council technology and uniquely human innovations. "Captain," Yuki called out, her voice tense, "we're detecting quantum signatures for the Council fleet. They're preparing to jump directly into low Earth orbit." James activated his neural link to the fleet. "All crews, prepare for immediate launch. They want to surprise us. Let's show them our own surprise." The first Shadowcraft rose from its berth, water cascading off its obsidian hull. The vessel's quantum stealth system, developed in secret by Dr. Nikolai Volkov, made it virtually invisible to Council sensors. More ships followed, rising like ghostly leviathans from the depths. Council ships emerging from quantum space, Yuki reported. 53 vessels detected. They're launching fighters. James settled into his command chair aboard the flagship Nemesis. "All vessels, maintain stealth protocols. Let them think they have us surrounded." He turned to his weapons officer. "Status of the Gravity Lance." Lieutenant Diana Patel's fingers danced across her console. "Gravity Lance primed and ready, sir. All ships report weapon systems online." The Gravity Lance was humanity's trump card, a weapon that used the Council's own quantum technology against them. While they had been studying Earth's core, humanity had been studying their ships, learning their weaknesses. "Council forces are engaging our orbital platforms," Yuki announced. "Admiral Rodriguez reports heavy fighting around the Lunar Defense Station." James watched as the Council fleet arranged itself in a standard attack formation. Their arrogance was palpable. They thought they were facing a primitive defense force. They had no idea they were sailing into a trap. "All ships, execute maneuver Sierra 3, James commanded. Prepare to decloak on my mark." The shadowcraft fleet moved silently through the waters, rising toward the surface in perfect formation. Years of drills and preparation had led to this moment. Each crew member knew their role, understood the stakes. Surfacing in 3, 2, 1, Yuki counted down. The ocean exploded upward as 30 shadowcraft burst through the surface, water sheeting off their stealth black hulls. In orbit, the Council fleet's formation faltered as their sensors suddenly detected the impossible, an entire human battle fleet appearing from nowhere. "All ships, decloak and engage," James ordered. "Concentrate fire on their command vessels. Show them what humanity can do." The shadowcraft struck like lightning, their gravity lances tearing through Council shields as if they were paper. The weapon used the Council's own quantum drive technology to create localized gravity distortions, crushing their ships from the inside out. "Direct hit on their flagship," Diana reported, excitement in her voice. "Their shields are failing." The space around Earth lit up with weapons fire as humanity's hidden fleet engaged the Council forces. The Council ships, caught between the hammer of the shadowcraft and the anvil of Earth's orbital defenses, began to break formation. Multiple Council vessels attempting emergency quantum jumps, Yuki reported. "Their fleet cohesion is breaking down." James allowed himself a grim smile. "Not so primitive now, are we? All ships, press the advantage. Don't let them regroup." The battle raged across Earth's orbit, a testament to humanity's preparedness and ingenuity. The Council had expected to find a helpless planet, ripe for harvesting. Instead, they found themselves fighting for survival against an enemy they had grossly underestimated. As the Nemesis led another attack run, James thought about all the years of preparation, the countless hours of training, the sacrifices made to keep this fleet secret. The Council thought they knew humanity's limits. They were about to learn just how wrong they were. "Enemy fleet is in full retreat," Yuki announced triumphantly. "We're detecting multiple quantum signatures as they withdraw." James stood at his command station, watching the Council ships flee. This was only the beginning. The Council would be back, and in greater numbers. But humanity had shown its teeth, and the galaxy would never be the same. "Send word to Admiral Rodriguez," he ordered. "Operation Shadow Rising is a success. Earth's hidden fleet stands ready to defend our home, no matter the cost." The massive gas giant Jupiter loomed before the Nemesis like a swirling crimson eye. Captain James Blackwood watched as Council reinforcements poured through quantum gates near the planet's orbit. The enemy had returned, just as predicted, but this time humanity was ready to make its stand among the stars. "Enemy fleet count now at 200 vessels," Commander Yuki reported, her holographic displays filling with red markers. "They're deploying in attack formations around Jupiter's moons." Admiral Rodriguez's hologram flickered in the command center. "Captain Blackwood, our intel suggests they're using Io as a staging ground. We can't let them establish a foothold in our solar system." "Understood, Admiral." James studied the tactical overlay. The Council had learned from their previous defeat, spreading their forces to prevent another ambush. But humanity had more surprises in store. "Initialize Operation Thunderstrike," James commanded. "Deploy the quantum mines." Deep within Jupiter's atmosphere, hundreds of cloaked devices activated. For months, Earth's stealth ships had been seeding the gas giant with experimental weapons, quantum mines that used Jupiter's intense magnetic field as an amplifier. "Lieutenant Patel, status of the Jovian defense grid?" James asked. Diana's fingers moved across her console with practiced precision. Grid is online, Captain, waiting for your command to activate. The Council fleet moved closer to Jupiter, their ships arranging themselves in a complex three-dimensional formation. They had no idea they were flying into a carefully prepared killing ground. Multiple quantum signatures detected, Yuki shouted. They're launching their main assault. James straightened in his command chair. All ships, battle stations. Execute Plan Omega. The Shadowcraft fleet emerged from their hiding places among Jupiter's moons, their stealth systems creating the illusion of ships appearing from nowhere. But this time the Council was prepared. Their ships immediately opened fire, filling space with energy weapons and quantum torpedoes. Activate the Jovian grid, James ordered. Let's show them what humanity can really do. Diana pressed her palm against the quantum interface. Across Jupiter's atmosphere, hundreds of mines detonated simultaneously. The gas giant's magnetic field twisted and intensified, creating a massive electromagnetic storm that engulfed the Council fleet. Council ships are losing power, Yuki reported. Their quantum drives are destabilizing. The trap had worked perfectly. The Council's advanced technology, so dependent on quantum mechanics, was being disrupted by Jupiter's enhanced magnetic field. Their ships began to drift, their weapons systems failing. All vessels, engage, James commanded. Target their command ships first. The Shadowcraft struck with devastating precision. Gravity lances tore through disabled Council vessels, while human fighters launched from concealed bases on Europa and Ganymede, catching the enemy in a deadly crossfire. Sir, Diana called out, we're detecting unusual energy readings from the Council flagship. They're attempting something. Before James could respond, a massive quantum rift opened in space. From it emerged a vessel unlike anything they had seen before, a massive carrier that dwarfed even the largest Council battleships. By the stars, Yuki whispered. That's the Worldbreaker, the ship designed to harvest Earth's core. James felt a chill run down his spine. The vessel was a monster, its hull bristling with weapons. But its size made it vulnerable to Jupiter's magnetic chaos. All ships, concentrate fire on the Worldbreaker's quantum drive, he ordered. Use the gravity lances at full power. The space around Jupiter erupted in a spectacular light show as 30 gravity lances struck simultaneously. The Worldbreaker's shields flared and failed, its massive hull buckling under the combined assault. Direct hits confirmed, Diana reported. Their main drive is critical. The Worldbreaker's quantum core exploded, creating a cascading reaction that tore the massive ship apart. The sight of their superweapons' destruction sent panic through the Council fleet. Ships began attempting desperate quantum jumps, many of them failing in Jupiter's disrupted space. Enemy fleet is in full retreat, Yuki announced. Counting over 70 destroyed vessels, another 50 disabled. James allowed himself a moment of satisfaction. The battle for Seoul had been won, but he knew the war was far from over. The Council would not take this defeat lightly. Send word to Admiral Rodriguez, he ordered. Jupiter is secured. But tell her. He paused, watching the burning wreckage of Council ships drift against the gas giant's stormy backdrop. Tell her we found something in the Worldbreaker's databanks. Something that changes everything. The holographic display showed the recovered data, evidence that not all Council members had supported the attack on Earth. There were factions within the Council itself, ones that saw humanity not as a resource to be harvested, but as potential allies in a much larger conflict. As the Shadowcraft fleet secured their victory, James couldn't help but wonder what other secrets the galaxy held, and what role humanity would play in the wars to come. The battle for Sol had proven one thing. Humanity was no longer just fighting for survival. They were fighting for their place among the stars.